Hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. We're doing a slightly different video today. I usually talk a lot about fashion and my life, and I recently had a couple of questions on Instagram, and I did promise you guys, if you're coming from over there, to share all about my current hair care routine. I don't think I've talked a lot about my hair in the past. I've definitely shared like 1 or 2 videos as to how I curl and style my hair, but I don't think I've ever really shared any of the products that I use and my routine in general. So today's video is going to take a little bit of a tangent away from fashion, and we're going to talk a little bit about beauty and I guess body care. Does hair fall into body care? I feel like it because it's part of your body. So yeah, today's video is all going to be about my hair. Well, I'm going to essentially run through almost everything in my hair care routine in regards to like what I use when I wash it, what I use when I style and maintenance, and even some hot tools, because I don't think it'd be fair if I talked about everything and didn't mention any of the hot tools. So I think I've rounded up everything in front of me that I want to talk about, and let's just jump right into it. When it comes to my hair, I honestly have not had it colored since September 2019. Wow, that was a long time ago. Since we're in 2021 right now, it feels like it was 2 years ago. It's not. It's just like a little over a year, but it feels like it's a long time. And as you can see, all the colors essentially closer to the bottom now. I have more or less given myself, I think, 2 haircuts this past year in lockdown, just because my ends were getting real nasty and I did not want the dry ends. So with each cut, I say bye to a little bit more color, which is why I don't have a lot left at the bottom. For example, as you can see, my bangs here, they used to be lightened all the way up to the root, and I've essentially cut them all off and it's all just natural hair. Now, I don't have an issue with my natural hair color. I actually wanted a lot more of it for my wedding, but my wedding was supposed to be last year. So I was not intending to have this brown again now. I was intending to let it get dark for my wedding and then to lighten it back up afterwards. I was also intending to cut my hair short immediately after the wedding because I am tired of this long hair. It is a biatch and a half to handle. If you guys have long hair, then you'll know how exhausting and frustrating it can be to handle your hair. So I'm with you in the team short hair. Now, because I have long hair though, it does require quite a bit of styling and some care and maintenance. So that's essentially what I'm going to share with you guys today. Everything that I do to style my hair now that I have it long. And yes, I will be touching my hair quite a bit in this video because it's currently pissing me off. I'm on day 4 of no wash. I have a ton of dry shampoo in it, but it's just like it's not sitting the way I want it to sit today. So excuse me beforehand if you see me touching my hair a lot today. Before we do anything about shampoo, conditioner, and all that other jazz, I like to really nourish my hair as much as possible, and I thrive off of hair masks. I essentially apply one on almost every time before I wash my hair, if not every second time if I don't get lazy. Usually it's when I get lazy. And one of my favorite brands is Kerastase. I've used a bunch of different hair masks from them. I don't have a specific one that I like. I am very thankful that they do gift me quite a few of them. So I've just been kind of like using a bunch of them, and they all work really well for me. There's no specific one that stands out more to the other. That's the one thing I would say. Currently though, I've been really liking this Listt black one because I find that this one is ultra nourishing on my hair. It is very empty at the moment, and I'm currently using a different one just to try out another mask. But I love all the hair masks from Kerastase. Not only do they smell absolutely amazing, but they really help to lock in all the hydration and moisture in my hair and make it feel super silky soft when I wash it out. Now, routine for me typically is I like to apply a mask and leave it in for a couple of hours before I wash it out, just so that it has enough time to fully soak all the good healthy nutrients and benefits into my hair. And if I get the chance to, I actually sleep in with this in my hair overnight. I typically just lie a towel over top of my pillow, and then I lie down so I don't get like hair juice and like hair mask all over my pillow when I'm sleeping. If I'm really into it, sometimes I'll even tie a plastic bag around my head because the heat from your scalp really helps all the product to like really penetrate into your scalp, into your hair. But honestly, that doesn't happen often, and most of the time I just throw it in and throw a towel on my pillow and call it a night, and then I wake up the next day to wash my hair. When I say I only do this like once every wash or every second wash, that's primarily because I only wash my hair once every like 4 to 5 days a week. And yes, you heard that right, I only wash my hair once or twice a week at most. Now, I know a lot of people complain that the hair gets so oily and it's hard to be able to do that because literally after the second day, you just look like you have oil in your roots everywhere. And I agree, I definitely had that problem, and my hair actually got really oily, which is why I actually transitioned to only washing my hair once or twice in a week. It definitely takes a while. I would say give yourself at least 3 to 4 months to be able to build up to that routine, because it takes a little while for you to train your hair to do that. First steps first would be try washing your hair every second day instead of every day, and once you feel like your hair isn't as oily anymore, then step it up to every 3 days, and then step it up to every 4 days, and then every 5 days. And then as you start to do that, you also start to build a routine as to how you like to style your hair to fit in with that, so that your hair doesn't look oily as it progresses into the deeper like days passing since it's been washed. I typically like to have my hair straight as much as possible on the first day, and then I curl it on the second day to give it a little bit more volume in the roots. And then I actually personally really like my hair on second day curls. I feel like the curls fall out really nicely. And then by third day it starts to get a little bit limp, so I touch up a couple pieces here and there to give it a little bit more shape and volume. By the fourth day I definitely need to use some dry shampoo in my scalp just to give it a little bit more of an oomph here, and also because my hair does start to look a little bit oily, but it's not too bad yet that it literally screams you need to wash your hair, Vic. And then usually by day 5 it's just at that point where I'm either adding a second coat of dry shampoo, which just makes my scalp feel super like clogged up and nasty, and I just end up showering at that point anyways. So yeah, every time I wash my hair beforehand, if I can, I try to mask it as much as possible. Another mask that I also really like too are the OGX ones. That one's a little bit more affordable, and you can buy them in like Walmart, Shoppers Drug Mart. Usually your local drugstore should have all the OGX masks, and those ones are definitely way more affordable than these Kerastase ones. Personally, I also get way more use out of them. These Kerastase ones don't include a lot of product, and I feel like after 4 to 5 washes, I'm done. So this essentially only really lasts me like up to a month if I'm stretching it out and being lazy, whereas the OGX ones I found have lasted me up to like 2 months. So I feel like for the value, you pay a lot less and it lasts you a lot longer, and it does just as well on your hair. So I love that. I usually try to stick away from the clay hair mask just because that's more for people who have really oily scalps, and it pulls out all that oil. I find it just ends up drying my hair, and I don't like that. For me, I want my hair to be as nourished as possible because I actually apply a lot of heat onto it when I'm styling it. So yes, hair masks are a must-have essential in my hair routine. So now that I've touched on what I use pre-wash, we're gonna chat a little bit about what I use in the shower. As you guys know, I have a lot of virgin hair right now, but I still do have color treated ends, and as somebody with Asian hair, my hair gets really freaking brassy if I don't take care of the ends. I've actually am in between a purple shampoo right now because I'm testing out another one and not currently using a color depositing one, which is why my ends look really orangey, and I don't like this. It's actually driving me to want to cut off even more because I don't know, it just doesn't look cute at the moment. But typically in my shower I always have a purple shampoo and a purple conditioner. I'm going to share a couple of the different brands that I personally really like and I think do an amazing job at toning your hair and getting like salon quality results without having to spend the salon prices. Now these ones aren't necessarily like super cheap. You're not looking at like your basic Garnier $6-7 a bottle. These are usually towards the end of like maybe $12 to $20 a bottle, but I do find that these products last me long enough and in between salon appointments that my hair still looks really great, and I'm not walking into the salon like 6 months down the road being like, fix my hair, it looks like trash. So I highly recommend these if you have color treated hair or if you deal with brassy hair that you want to tone easily at home. One of my absolute favorite ones are the L'Oreal Professional Series Expert. So this one is a small bottle, but it is definitely a mighty one. And it is a little bit more expensive, but I think it's definitely worth its price. So this one packs a punch. You don't need a lot of it. When you pour it out into your hands, it's actually quite dark and pigmented. I found that it actually stained my fingers a little bit and the cuticles around my nails. So make sure you wash your hands off with soap and water when you're done. It does not stain your bathtub though, so don't worry. And it didn't stain my face too bad. I also wash my face and use toner on it quite frequently, so the hairline never really had an issue for me. But this stuff is like super pigmented. I think it's formulated to be as close to salon quality toning as possible without paying the salon prices, and I am a huge fan of this one. I would definitely recommend buying this over and over if you can. The issue that I sometimes find with drugstore purple shampoos is that they're too weak. It's like a very diluted down formula, but this one is so pigmented that you're definitely going to get like a smack of color in your hair. I've even gone to the point where I've left it in my hair over like an hour. Like I've just poured it into my hair before getting into the shower to wash it off, just to see how dark it would really get to tone off the brass, and it actually kind of dyed my hair a little bit purple, so just be careful about that. But this stuff is phenomenal. I love it to bits. It also has a matching conditioner, which I don't feel like does a lot in regards to toning. It's definitely one of those like diluted down looking conditioners that has like a light purple lilac color, but the conditioner is hydrating on your hair. And the issue I find with a lot of purple shampoos is that they are quite drying. So the two of them paired together work really well synergistically to give me like toned hair but not dry and frizzy hair at the same time. I don't think the conditioner is necessarily a must-have. You can definitely use any other conditioner that you have, but it does work really well together as a system to maintain the natural integrity of your hair. Another drugstore line that I really like that's a little bit more affordable than the L'Oreal Professional one is the L'Oreal Paris Hair Expert, and this is in the purple shampoo, the purple violet shampoo and conditioner set. This also has a UV filter that helps to like neutralize brassiness and to help fading of your hair color. These ones also are small, once again extremely pigmented though, and will definitely dye your skin, so they work really well and they last you a long time. The only interesting thing about this one is that it doesn't lather up like crazy. So if you are somebody who's using shampoos with a lot of like lauryl sulfates in it and you get that huge lathering, you're not going to see in this one, which is also good, but just a fair warning, that's not the same experience to expect when you're using this shampoo. This one actually claims to be more of like a color depositing shampoo. It's not supposed to be like an everyday one, but personally I use it as an everyday one because I have crazy brassiness that I need to tone down. And as with all these purple shampoos, they do recommend for you to leave them into your hair for a couple of minutes in a shower when you can for the full maximum, I guess, effectiveness. Definitely decrease down the time if your hair stains easily and increase the time accordingly if your hair has a harder time picking up pigments. But I like this one along with the conditioner. Once again, I don't think the conditioner is necessary and a must-have. It's usually the shampoos that I gravitate more towards, and then the conditioners I pull if there are a matching set just to test it out and see. But otherwise, I'm more than happy to use any other conditioner that I know helps to detangle my hair in the shower when I'm doing it. So this one is a great, more affordable option than the L'Oreal Series Expert one if you do want really phenomenal hair toning shampoos from the drugstore. Now, if you want to go even farther with toning your hair, then I would recommend the Matrix Brass Off from the Total Results line. This is the custom neutralization mask. This is more of a hair mask than it is like a shampoo or conditioner. Similar to the pre-mask that I use to nourish my hair, this is a color depositing mask that you use in the shower. This one though is extremely pigmented. Like, I'm not even joking. Even after I wash it out of my hair and my hands are stained for 2 to 3 days. So I highly recommend using gloves for this whenever you're applying it. If I'm getting really lazy with the toning, then I actually go in and use this and apply it to my hair for about like half an hour before I wash it off. But this one 100% will tint your hair purple if you have very, very light hair, but it does an amazing job. It's a little bit more expensive than everything else that I've shown, and this is definitely a product you're not designed to use every single wash. I try to use this like once a week or once every 2 weeks at most, because it's gonna definitely shock your hair, and I didn't find that it made my hair any drier than it was. And I actually apply this to my hair after the shampoo, before the conditioner, just so that my hair has a little bit more of conditioner product in it, and then I rinse it out. I don't scrub it out or anything. It really helps to correct all of my hair color. I've even had friends and hairstylists ask me whether or not I just recently toned my hair. I haven't, because I haven't been to the salon in the past like more than a year. I've just been using this one, but its results have been like mind-blowingly phenomenal. If you guys have brassy hair, this is probably the #1 product I recommend out of everything I've talked about so far. If you want to skip the shampoos and conditioners, you just want to tone from home, this one, like, definitely get this. It's gonna fix your hair and tone it without having to go to salon. If anything, it'll probably extend your time in between salons so you don't have to go as frequently. But your colorists may hate me for sharing this because you won't be seeing them as often. But if you are somebody who's trying to save money and you want to tone your hair at home comfortably, this stuff is the shit. Like, I swear to you, this stuff is like, whew. I would buy this over and over and over. Now that we're finished with the in-shower experience, that's essentially it to cover all the products that I usually use in the shower. Sometimes I use some leave-in conditioners too, but that's not that frequent. I just don't really opt for them. Once I leave the shower though, I do actually have like a post-shower routine that I use to maintain the integrity of my hair. So we're gonna touch base on those products now. The first one is a leave-in conditioner. I've recently been using the IGK Thirsty Girl coconut milk leave-in conditioner for 24-hour frizz control. I don't have frizzy hair, but I do get flyaways, especially in the summertime, and in the winter when the air is like a little bit drier, I get a lot of static in here. I primarily like this compared to other leave-in conditioners because it doesn't leave my hair feeling oily. It's in an aerosol spray can, so it's a really lightweight formula that you just like spray all over, and I can go overboard with this stuff and my hair will never ever feel greasy. I don't know what it is, but it just helps my hair to feel sleek and detangled all like wash long until I take my next wash. Now, IGA is a little bit more expensive. I can definitely attest to that. So this isn't really something that you would necessarily need in your hair care routine, but I've just found that it helps my hair to stay a lot smoother and sleeker for an extended period of time. So as an add-on, it's been a great one to my current hair care routine, and I just really, really like it. After applying a leave-in conditioner such as that spray, I always gravitate next to a hair oil. I have recently discovered hair oils within the past 2-3 years, and it has significantly changed my life. Not only does it help to seal in all of the pigments that I've not only deposited into my hair and other nourishing products that I'm currently using, but I feel that it really helps to like make my hair feel ultra luxurious, bouncy, smooth, and sleek. I have a couple that I've currently used that I've not finished yet, and I'll review each of them individually really quickly for you. One of them that I had was the Playa Ritual Hair Oil. This one's like a super lightweight formula. It almost feels like water in your hair when you're applying it, but the only issue that I have with this one is that it makes my hair feel a little bit oily towards the ends, and it kind of clumps it together, so that's something to keep in mind of. But if I typically blow out my hair with this one and it evenly distributes all the product across my hair strands, then I don't have that issue. It's just if I'm air drying my hair and I use this oil, it tends to leave my hair feeling a little bit oily, and I don't like it that much, so I actually prefer to use this one when I'm blow drying my hair. Really great though, super lightweight, it absorbs quickly into your hair, it just leaves that weird kind of like oily film that I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's easily remedied with a blowout. Next up, I've been using this one from Thick. This is actually a local Toronto brand. This is by Morgan. She did my hair once and I absolutely loved it. She is a world-class hairstylist. You guys need to go check her out. I'll link her down below in the description box, along with her hair oil that she recently released, I think back in winter of last year. So this stuff smells so nice. It doesn't leave my hair feeling oily, but the product itself is a lot thicker than the Playa one. If you can kind of see, it kind of like, it's quite viscous and thick. It does evenly deposit into my hair though, and has like a really nice, lovely smell. And I find that this one actually helps the ends to seal in all the hydration, where I have my color treated hair that can get quite fried and brassy sometimes. So I really like this one, no issues and no qualms about it. Plus also because it is a local brand, I have a little bit of a personal attachment to it because I like to support local as much as possible, and this stuff is great. It's also formulated with all natural ingredients. I believe this one has hemp, argan, and grapeseed oil in it to make your hair super, super silky, and it is animal cruelty free. It is not tested on any animals whatsoever at all, so it's a really great product to apply to your hair and to also support locally. The last one that I've actually just started using recently is the Jizu honey infused hair oil. I've only used this a handful of times, which is why when you look at it, there's like quite still a bit left in here. I've heard so many amazing things about this specific hair oil and how honey is so great for your hair that I wanted to try it out for myself. The only thing I didn't love about this one is that it leaves my hair feeling a little bit sticky. Like, it's not bad. It gives you that like sticky texture feeling, but my hair still definitely does feel really smooth and sleek, and I guess just like polished afterwards. It's just that weird stickiness feeling that I sometimes get from this that I don't love. But once again, it is definitely really easily remedied. Anytime I just put my hair through a blowout, it just looks really smooth and sleek afterwards, and I don't have that stickiness feeling. I just wouldn't necessarily leave this on my hair on a day when I'm just leaving it straight, because then it starts to look a little bit clumpy, as if I haven't washed my hair in a while. And then all of those hair oils, I literally just like put a couple of drops into my hand and I just comb it through my hair. I like to really focus on the ends of my hair where my hair is the driest, so it can really nourish all of that. I don't really apply it to my roots because your roots get a lot of oil already from your scalp, and I don't want it to weigh it down right there just to make it stick to my face. That's the last thing that I want. So that's essentially all I really use to kind of like post care for my hair. I don't really use a brush to distribute the product either. I usually just use my fingers to like brush through my hair, and I find that that's the most natural kind of way to evenly distribute the product and to be very gentle on my hair. On days when I do want to use a brush, there is one that I have, and it is this tortoiseshell acrylic one from the Silk Labs. It's really gentle. It is a super wide tooth comb, so it's not going to pull at your hairs, and I just very gently run it through. I like to apply product in my hair before I use combs, just so they have a nice glide, because the last thing you want is to stretch, and when you stretch your hair, it's going to make it weak and brittle and it'll snap. So I try not to brush it too much with combs or brushes, but when I do, I gravitate towards this one. And if I'm not using that, I usually just finger brush my hair, and I just stop when I feel kind of like a give, and I try to kind of like separate the knots a little bit before continuing brushing, so I'm not ripping hair out of my scalp. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about hairstyling. So as you guys can see, I have a light curl in my hair right now. I curled it about 3 days ago. Ever since I started growing out my hair and having natural virgin hair, I've just noticed that it's been significantly healthier, which is phenomenal. But natural hair, when it's so hydrated and moisturized and healthy, doesn't really maintain curls in that well unless you're using a hairspray. And I try not to put hairspray into my hair because I find it just makes it a little bit more like knotty and not as easy to handle. So I try to leave it as natural as possible. So that's the only downside to having really, I guess, naturally healthy hair, which is also why I want to see my colorist again, so she can put some light lowlights back into it to kind of like damage it a little bit so it has more grit and makes it easier to hold a curl and makes a curl last longer. Because right now I have to go back and continuously recurl my hair, and I feel like the repeated heat damage may actually be more damaging than just the chemical damage of coloring my hair. If you are a colorist, please let me know if I'm incorrect. Is it healthier to heat damage my hair than it is to chemically damage my hair? I don't know, but right now it's too healthy to the point where, like, see the top here, it's gone straight, and it's just like the bottoms that are curly now. The bottoms where it's like color damaged. But I actually don't use any heat protectants when I first apply hair tools to my hair, which is really bad. I probably need to actually start using that. Similar to the way that for the longest time I never used sunscreen, and I only just recently started using it in the past 3 to 4 years. It's definitely a routine I have to integrate slowly in and learn to use it and the value of it. But right now I'm not seeing a lot of crazy heat damage, which is why I just don't use it. And some of the heat protectant products I've used in the past just make my hair feel like really sticky after I use it, so I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I think I just haven't found the right one, but it's on my goal list of things to use on my hair to kind of improve the overall quality of it. Typically when I curl my hair, I use a T3 curling iron. This is one of the ones that have the detachable bases, and you can put on a bunch of different curling, I guess, wands onto the top here. I'm currently using, I think, the 2-inch one. This gives me the really nice bouncy wave barrels that I really like, and it kind of like naturally falls out to a nice soft wave afterwards. When I had shorter hair, I definitely used the way smaller barrel. I prefer a clipless over a clip just because I find that anytime I use a clip, it always leaves those like weird kinks in my hair, and this just gives it the nice, easiest, smooth curl. I have previously uploaded a how I curl my hair tutorial on my channel. I'll find it and try to link it in a card above so you guys can see how I typically curl my hair. Honestly, it has not changed. Everything is still the same. I curl my hair the exact same way I curled it 10 years ago when I first started curling it in middle school. So yeah, I think I've just developed how I like my hair to look curly when I wear it, and it's been a happy moment for me. I still do need to reteach myself every time I change up the length though, because it takes a while to practice knowing how many times to wrap your hair around the barrel, and then how many times you want to, like, how large of a section you want to pick and which direction you want to go. But I think I've nailed it down, and this is a routine I've been using it for the past like 15 years or so. Tried and true. I think it works great and makes my hair look amazing. So check that out if you want to know how I curl my hair. Otherwise, I did mention that I also do blow out my hair, and that's a little bit different. I don't use a curling iron for that. To get nice big bouncy waves, I actually use this round brush from T3. I don't know exactly what this one is called, but it's really nice and big. It has like a metal insert inside of it so that when you blow the hot air onto it and you're wrapping it around your hair, it kind of forms and locks in the heat into your hair, and it kind of radiates heat from the center here. And then I just kind of go over it a bunch of times until I pull it out and I see like a nice big bouncy end to it. For blowouts, I actually really like to use my T3 Curalux just because it has this diffuser at the end, and I can really focus onto specific sections of hair without it just blasting air everywhere, and then my hair just like flies and becomes knotted. So I'm a huge fan of this one. And this one also has this like interesting technology built into it that when I put it down, it just manually turns off. And then when I pick it up, I believe it has up to 3 touch sensor points that if they're all covered, it will automatically turn back on for me. I'm not somebody who has managed to get the hang of the perfect blowout yet, and I constantly need to put my blow dryer down onto the counter back and forth. So I really like that it turns off automatically, and it's a really great safety feature that's built in for anybody who, like, I don't know, if you have an accident, you drop it, it's not your hand, it automatically turns off right off the bat. So I really like it. I feel like it also saves hydro for me too. I'm not using too much electricity if it's off in between each time I'm picking up a new section of hair to work with. When I'm not giving myself a blowout and I'm purely just blow drying my hair, my go-to is my Dyson Supersonic. I love this guy. It is so lightweight, easy to use, nice and quiet. It also doubles for Kobe because we really like to use this on him since it's super quiet and doesn't distract him as much. He's a little bit more afraid of the Curalux. It's a little bit too loud for him, but this one works great for him. So side note tip, if you have a pet that's afraid of blow dryers after you wash them, try the Dyson Supersonic on them. It is really quiet and I think that they're gonna like it a lot more. But I like this one because it has a really strong wind velocity when I blast it onto my hair. So it doesn't really take me long at all to dry out the roots here and to get all the water moisture down to the ends. And my hair is literally dried in like 15 minutes. I actually have a lot of really thick, heavy hair. So air drying it takes a couple of hours. So whenever I can speed it up with the blow dryer, this is definitely the one that I reach for. And then to further maintain the integrity of my hair, I've actually recently switched up from hair elastics to silk hair products. So I use a couple of them. I have these ones from the Silk Labs, also another local Toronto brand. I will link her site down below. Jenna is amazing. She makes all these phenomenal silk products for your hair that is actually really nice and soft on your hair. When you use elastics and you pull it out of your hair, it sometimes pulls and tugs and breaks your strands, whereas silk has been actually naturally proven to just like glide over your hair and to make it a lot healthier so you're not tugging at it, which is why I've recently switched to all silk products when it comes to putting my hair up, and I have not looked back yet, and my hair has been great ever since. I don't know if the decrease of breakage is just like my natural hair coming through or if it's to the benefit of these silk products. Either way, I feel like they do an amazing job at keeping my hair nice and healthy, so I am hooked on silk products at the moment. I did have silk pillowcases that I slept on, but I didn't really love them, so I switched back to cotton ones. And I know that cotton is actually not the best for your skin and your hair because the texture of it does pull in your skin and on your hair, and it can definitely create some like damage and breakage in your hair and stretch your skin when you're sleeping. So I would love to one day slowly, I guess, integrate silk pillowcases back into my lifestyle because I know it definitely would be super beneficial to my skin and hair. It's just at the moment I didn't like them, so I switched off and I'm currently just using cotton pillowcases. And then the very last thing I wanted to mention is how I keep my hair looking fresh even 4 to 5 days into a wash. So I have 2 dry shampoos that I absolutely love and adore that I would repurchase over and over again. Number 1 is Chlorane. So this one is actually a French brand. This is a smaller bottle because it's actually a little bit expensive to purchase here in Canada. I think one of these bottles this size is almost upwards of like $20 because it is a French brand. I actually really like these ones because the formula is super lightweight in your hair. It doesn't leave any weird residue. I believe this is also infused with oat milk, so it's really nourishing for your scalp, and they do come in a couple colors if you're somebody who likes to have like a color dry shampoo so you don't get that like white residue in your hair. Although even when I use the regular white one, I don't found that it left any residue in my hair at all. It's a really great one because it doesn't leave your hair feeling like sticky or like bulky. It actually just makes your hair feel like it's natural and clean all over again, and it gives you so much volume and texture without you having to rewash your hair. So I love this one. It's just a little bit expensive, and anytime I go to France I stock up on this as much as I can because I think in their drugstores this one is like $5 or something. So I buy as many as I can to last when I'm back here because here it's a little bit pricey and I don't know if I can justify $20 every single time for a dry shampoo. It's a little bit too much for me. Another one I truly love, it is freaking phenomenal, is the IGK First Class Charcoal Detox Dry Shampoo. This is the Deep Cleanse Level Detoxifying Oil Erasing Scalp Soothing Shampoo. Wow, that stuff was a mouthful. Once again, this one also is a little bit pricey, but look at the size of these two. This one doesn't last me that long. Even though it's small and it's not significantly smaller than this one, I actually find that I blow through this in like 10 to 20 uses, whereas this one lasted me, I kid you not, like 5 months. There is so much product in here. It is so compressed into this aerosol can. It lasts you an extremely long time, and this stuff works. Number 1, it does not leave any residue in your hair. Number 2, it, like it claimed, soaks up all of the freaking oil and you just feel like a new person. The only downside that I find to this is that it does leave like a slightly gritty texture to your hair where it kind of feels a little bit sticky where the product is deposited. I don't know why it does that. I think it's actually designed to do that to give your hair a little bit more texture and volume. I don't really love that because after a day or 2 of using this, usually I try to use dry shampoo in the last 2 days of my hair. Sometimes I have trouble running my fingers through my hair. It just starts to like get stuck halfway where it's like too sticky, and I don't like that. I like hair that still moves naturally even when I'm using dry shampoo. So that's the only downfall for this, but the upside is that your hair is super volumized and really texturized. So if you can deal with that and you typically only use dry shampoo on the second last day before you wash your hair, then this one is one that I highly recommend. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think the value that you get out of this is like astronomical compared to this one. This one I would definitely repurchase if I was getting it at its price in France. In Canada, it's a little bit expensive, but it does a great job and it doesn't leave your hair feeling like sticky or texturized. That is essentially it for all the products I use in my hair and my current hair care routine. I know that was a lot, and I definitely blow through a lot of products whenever I'm doing my hair, but I don't know, ever since I was young, I was always told that I had really nice hair, and it's kind of become like a personality trait for myself as much as I don't want to admit it. So I try hard to take care of it as much as possible so that it stays nice and healthy. My mom did tell me too that when she was pregnant with me, she ended up losing a lot of hair through pregnancy. And I have heard that that is a very common trait in women due to the hormone imbalances and shifts as you're going through pregnancy. So my biggest fear is that I'm going to lose a lot of hair, which is why I'm spending so much time and money to take care of it right now, because once you start losing your hair, you can't get it back. So I'm going to appreciate as much of this lush hair as I have in the moment, and I think it speaks for itself. I frequently get people complimenting me, telling me that my hair looks like I just got it freshly done, or like I should do hair commercials, which funny enough, I have. So yeah, I feel like it came full circle when I started working with hair care brands to do commercials for them. But yeah, I've been thoroughly loving my hair so far. It's gotten extremely healthier within the past year since I haven't been able to color it or really see my hairstylist too much, but I definitely am due for a hair color refresher because I need to damage it and scuff it up a little bit so I can hold a curl a little bit longer. That way I don't overheat my hair with all this styling. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed learning all about everything that I currently use on my hair. So I hope you guys found this hair video useful and it helps you to kind of find some new products to use in your hair care routine. I know this is not a one-step routine for everybody, and everybody's needs and hair is so different. So that's just what I'm currently using my hair. Hopefully helped you out in some way. As always, I will try my best to include and link everything that I mentioned down below in the description box so you guys can check it out if you want to try some new products in your current hair care routine. Let me know if you liked a video like this. I can definitely also do a follow-up video talking about my haircut and my hair color and what I do when I go see my stylist if you want to achieve a similar look. But right now, everything is just extremely grown out and not necessarily how I like it to look. So I personally didn't feel comfortable sharing all of that into this video. If you like it, great. But yeah, this is not necessarily the look I'm always going for, although I am happy with it at the moment until I can see my hair colorist and stylist again in the near future. Fingers crossed we can open up hair salons soon because this girl needs to get this hair fixed. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and everything that I shared. Let me know if you had any other questions about my hair down below in the comments. And as always, if you guys want to see more of me, you can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. I post on both of those platforms quite regularly, almost every single day. And if you want to see more of me on here, make sure you guys are subscribed. That way I pop up in your subscription box twice a week when I post. We go live every Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next video. Bye!